close that one up. Stay done. Close that one. Make sure I'm on a good signal. It says I am, but okay, let's just go ahead and switch real quick. See if that gets any better. It doesn't look like it did. So we'll go ahead and switch back. Okay, so it switched from medium to, or from poor to medium. That is okay. Alright, so we have done a little bit of redesign on my store page. Let me give that to y'all now. Y'all can go check that out. For those of you watching on Twitter, my site is mcmillanwellness.myshackley.com. Y'all can go check out the redesign we've done there. Y'all could probably hear my little one out in the background. He's just kind of doing his own thing. Kind of hard to believe that, what, honey, 2 weeks, he'll be 8 months? Yep. Yeah. Man, what happened to this year? It's just gone. So, the redesign that I did on my site was more product-based instead of business-based. As I go about my own journey, as much as I want to do the business side of it, and eventually let this take over as my career, I'm starting to notice that until my skills really develop, I'm better on the product side of things than on the business side of things, which doesn't bother me at all because I've got great stories and great product calls that I'm a part of all over the world that really help out with showing people how much power there really is in Shackley when you have the scientific proven results without the compromise. In fact, I just heard in a presentation from one of my friends yesterday that Shackley actually excludes 25,000 different chemicals just to make sure that we bring the best, purest product to your home that is safe for you and definitely safe for your family. So I was very proud to hear that one. Actually, and my wife, I'm actually kind of thankful now. I've got 2 open jars, 2 open containers of the Shackley moisturizing cream. Apparently that's a good thing that I have some in stock because I've caught my wife snaking some from me. Hey. What's yours is mine and what's mine is mine. For those of you that didn't hear that, say that again, honey. What's yours is mine and what's mine is mine. Guys, for those of you watching, if you're married, learn that rule really quick. If you're not married, learn that rule for when you do get married. Yeah, if you're not married, learn that rule. One of the most important rules I learned in my life at the age of 7 was you never take chocolate away from a woman. Okay, that's rule number 1. Rule number 2, when you get married, when you're in a relationship, what's yours is hers, what's hers is hers. So, nicely put there, honey. So I did just recently do a new order, so we'll do a what's in the Shackley box as soon as that comes in. I know I haven't done that one in a while, but so like I was saying, my hands about this time of year are normally very red, usually from being dry, from starting to crack because of the weather. So I'm very thankful that I have this baby. For those of you watching on Twitter, This one here, this is my hand and body lotion, and I tell you what, it has really helped keep my hands from cracking and feeling stiff and bleeding just because of the dry weather. Honey, since you've started snaking yours, since what's yours is yours and what's mine is yours.
It's a joke, by the way.
Oh, I know. Me and my wife we are actually the best versions of each other. We really help each other out, and we might drive each other nuts like most married couples do, but we do certainly work well together, and I would not want anybody else in my life, that's for sure. But getting back on topic, honey, since you started using my hand lotion, have you noticed any difference?
Well, the fact that I wash my hands what feels like 40 times a day,
and
I'm putting
I do
lotion
too.
on just about as much.
Okay. So essentially, it's keeping you normal. It's not really improving, but keeping you quasi-normal.
Yeah, this time of year, my hands are usually cracked and split and bleeding.
As are mine.
But with as much as we wash our hands every day.
And see, what some of y'all may not know, my wife and I, we both work in the school system. Whereas I don't have much contact with kids as my wife does, you can imagine how many times she washes her hands just trying to keep her hands clean and not bring any flu or anything else home with her. So y'all can imagine that just being able to keep her hands normal using the hand and body lotion has been a huge help. And then, honey, do you mind being on camera for a minute and showing everybody the results of your scalp treatment live?
Sure.
I'm going to share this with y'all, and since my wife is here, she'll correct me, because I know I'll get part of this wrong. When my wife had our youngest son, Ryan, her hormones were out of whack so much that she actually wound up with 2 bald spots right about here on her head. And so I immediately ordered her, upon request, the Nourishing Scalp Treatment, which I don't have any on my shelves.
Let me go get my bottle.
Do you still have some?
Yep, I've got about half a bottle left.
Okay, I think I ordered you some more, but if not, we'll get some ordered for you. Y'all hang on for just a minute.
I've got about a third of the bottle left.
You got about a third of a bottle?
Yeah, and unfortunately, I've left it open and it's fallen over on the counter and it's spilled a little bit.
Oh, no.
I know.
That's okay. So this is the Prosante Nourishing Scalp Treatment. I hope y'all can see that on YouTube. Yeah, so y'all can see that YouTube. Here it is for those of you watching on Twitter. I wish there was a way to get my phone centered with both cameras, but every time I do, I wind up hitting the escape button. So, so honey, tell them. I already know.
After the first bottle, really within the first couple of weeks, and a bottle lasted me, I don't know, this is my second bottle, and we started in August or September, beginning of September.
Something like that. So one bottle lasts you about what, 2 months, 3 months?
At least 2 months.
At least 2 months.
And that's using it every day. I could see within the first couple of weeks new hair growth in those bald spots. And I hate the way that it looks right now because it's short. It's too short to do anything with it. It's not quite long enough to be bangs. But I've seen new hair growth all over my entire head, not just in those bald spots. If I was just using it in the bald spots, that's where it would be. But yeah, I've got my hair pulled back right now. I'll let you take a look. You see this right here? All this gray right here. That's all new hair growth. That's where those bald spots were. I'm 33, almost 34 years old, and there should be no reason for me to be bald. Or balding. Right here. I've seen some right here. I've got short, call it short hairs. I've got short hairs growing in there. New hair growing here, and then all over the top of my head. All over my head. My hair's thicker. It doesn't fall out the way that it was before I started the scalp treatment, I was pulling my hair, not pulling it, but when I would wash my hair, I would pull out handfuls of, and just wads of my hair. And now it's just a strand or two. It's nothing like it used to be. And that was shocking to me when I looked at a picture of myself. I didn't realize it because I was looking at myself in the mirror every day. But I looked at a picture of myself and saw these bald spots on the front of my head from me decorating before school started. And I came home that night and I told Steven, I said, I've got bald spots. You have to get me some scalp treatment now. Do we have any? He says, no, but I'll get it ordered. So he ordered it, and within the first couple of weeks, I think I've got some before and after pictures. But this is now, and one of the main reasons that I panicked was because I am the matron of honor in my sister's wedding next Sunday, and I needed my hair to be in, not gone, for that wedding. So that was my big concern. That and being 33 and going bald, not cool. So I've never been disappointed in any product that Shackley has. Anything that Steven's ever brought home or made me the guinea pig of or whatever. It's all been wonderful. It all works exactly the way that it's supposed to. This one in particular is a personal favorite. It is true to form. I actually have a friend who is trying it on her son. Right now, he had developed a bald spot right on the front of his head. He's in 4th grade. And they tried the steroid treatments that the doctor gave them and everything else. And I said, well, you know what? Give this a try and let me know how it goes. So they started it after going back to the doctor and not seeing the results that the doctors had wanted. She said, okay, we'll try anything. So she's got a bottle that they're using now.
Now, I haven't...
This has been they started it about a week, maybe 10 days ago.
And now I haven't asked you. Y'all are learning this right now just as I am. I have no idea what she's about to say.
I haven't heard any results other than the fact that he thinks it smells funny. But, being in 4th grade, smells are funny to kids. It does have a slight tingling sensation, but it's just a refreshing feeling.
Is that something that she's telling you, or that's something that you experienced?
That's actually written on the bottle as well. It's something that I experienced too, but knowing that it's there, it is part of it. But I don't think it smells bad. It just smells clean to me, like every other Shackley product. Everything just smells clean. So as far as the new hair growth on him, I don't know. She really hasn't said. Things have been a little bit crazy at work, getting ready for Christmas break.
Now we're actually going to see them tonight, so I'll try to share with you guys results tonight from him. But a lot of the times, the reason I love when my wife will tell her story is because I do use her as a guinea pig. I tried to get her the BB Cream Glam Kit, but we just couldn't swing that right now for the holidays. But I do use my wife quite often as a guinea pig. I use my kids as a guinea pig. And as a matter of fact, we...
okay, sorry, gotta
take care of the baby. I actually have some what's called Liquid Lee, which is a liquid version of the multivitamin coming that we can start mixing in my little one's food. Which, honey, I read the bottle on that one. That one says a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons.
Okay.
Every time you take it.
Okay.
So, I mean, that should be nothing to mix in his food.
Yeah. Just check the age on it. I just want to make sure that his system is ready for that.
Well, it's just Vital E. It's not anything different than he's been getting from you.
Well, still, we just I don't want to. Not that it's going to hurt him, but I don't want to like bombard his system with too much. I'll just have to look at
Well,
it.
we could also. I don't think there is an age, but we could also cut the dose. It's not gonna.
Yeah, no, there's a recommended age to start.
Yeah, and I don't
Those
remember what
things.
it is. It's
So-
on the label, guys. That's one of the things that I do love about Shackley is the fact that 99% of everything that they have, you can see the product label without becoming a member or anything else. You can see the product label on almost everything. I say almost. Hey, do you want to come to me for a minute? You come to me for a minute? Come here. Oh, hi. Liquidly is actually one of the few things. Oh! Liquidly is one of the few things that actually doesn't show the product label because it's the same thing as the Vital E and the pill form. So, you say hi to everybody? You say hi? Say hello. Hello. Oh. So, that is one of the things that I love. Now, a personal favorite of mine, as you guys might have heard before, is the Stress Relief Complex. It's been a few years now, actually, maybe a couple of years. I really don't remember. Nearly 3 years ago, at 32 years old, I nearly experienced my first heart attack. And part of the reason that scared my wife so bad was because that's exactly how her father died. And so a lot of it, or all of it, was due to the amount of stress levels I was on. And so I immediately started taking the Stress Relief Complex and haven't had any issues, anything close like that, since I started taking it. No, you're not going to play with scissors. You're not going to play with the scissors. So that is, the Stress Relief Complex is definitely one of my personal favorites because I've seen how well it has helped. See, what else? We've got so many that we keep as staples in our house. Oh, speaking of which, that reminds me. Honey, would you mind making me a mason jar, or you can use that Dickies cup. That Dickies cup is actually my water.
Okay.
Of one of my energy teas, please. Okay. I forgot to make that before I started my Let's Chat this week.
You must not need it.
Not today, I don't, but
Do you have some in the cabinet?
I do have some in the cabinet. Hey, you crazy dog. I've got nearly my whole family here with me today. I've got my wife and my little one Ryan, my crazy dog Mac, who's sitting over here, and the only one missing is my 8-year-old. He's with his grandmother right now, but he'll be home before too long because it is Christmas Eve, and in this house we do believe in Santa. So he needs to be in his own bed asleep by midnight. No, honestly, honey, it's. I probably don't need the energy this time, but I do like to drink it because it helps my voice as well.
Do you want it sweetened?
Please, just a little bit. Doesn't need to be real sweetened. Do you not have an open container of sugar or an open bag of sugar?
Yeah, I just don't feel like getting it out.
Oh, fair enough. So, let's see. Another staple in this house. Mindworks is definitely a staple in this house, which I haven't taken it, I think, in a couple days, so I probably need to take some here soon. But Mindworks was designed, whenever you form a new memory or the memories that you already have, whether it be muscle memory or cognitive memory, you develop neurons in your brain that help you recall that information. And when you turn 20, those neurons and the branches that connect the neurons actually start to degrade. Then when you reach 30, it speeds up. Thank you, honey. Do you mind topping me off? Please? because I will actually drink that. That the people that have watched me have actually seen me drink one of those.
Mm-hmm.
So, MindWorks is designed to help strengthen those neurons and the branches that connect the neurons to essentially slow down mental decline. Okay, so think about this. That's all Alzheimer's is. So if you could catch it fast enough, imagine what MindWorks could do to somebody, or how it could help somebody with Alzheimer's. I started to notice, I guess about 3 years ago, 2 years ago, that while I was doing my job, I couldn't remember basic job functions that I'd been doing for over 20 years. And that really kind of concerned me. So I started taking MindWorks, and I have not looked back. I actually feel dumb when I forget to take my memory pills. Oh, one of my friends posted it in their wedding picture. I'll have to go, or in their wedding post, I'll have to go take a look at that. You're all excited, huh? Is it fun slapping that table? Is it fun slapping that table? Yeah. So MindWorks is definitely a staple in this house. Stress relief, the nourishing scalp treatment. Let's see. Oh, the laundry. Our Get Clean line, which I'm almost embarrassed to say we ran out of. So it does happen. But we use the Get Clean laundry, safe laundry, for everything that we do. I guess it was, what was it, honey, about 4 years ago, 5 years ago? We had bought something. And it was supposed to be hypoallergenic and fragrance-free and this, that, and the other. And after my wife and I had done one, maybe 2 loads, I started to notice how much I itched. And the only thing that had changed was the laundry detergent. So we immediately switched over to Shackley's Get Clean laundry detergent. And we haven't had a single issue with any of us. Of course, it is perfectly safe for little man here, which was good. And it feels clean. There's no real smell to it. There is a fragrance free, and we don't get that one, but no, you're not going to play with the scissors. Silly dog. We don't get the fragrance free, but honey, what do you think of the laundry side of it?
I've always liked it.
Yeah. Mac, go on. Go on, you silly pup. Go on. Go lay down or go eat. Go, Mac. Hold on. Okay. Give me a few minutes. Crazy dog. Yeah, is that a silly puppy? Is that a silly puppy? So, let's see, another staple. No, you're not going to play with the scissors. Another staple in our house is my moisturizing shower gel. I never went to a doctor to find out for sure, but honey, would you say I had probably a low-grade version of eczema? When my skin gets real dry? Probably. So,
well, you went fairly early in our marriage. There was, I don't know, what they thought was a fungal infection, and I think it was just dry skin.
I think it was too, because I haven't had a problem with it since. But I developed these horrible red spots on the backs of my arm. Honey, did you ever see any on my back?
A little on your back, but it was all over your chest.
It was all over my chest. And so I switched to the hand and body lotion, which worked really well for a while, for a long time, and it still does. But I noticed that if I switched to the moisturizing shower gel, that the lotion essentially would reinforce that, and you can't tell it at all now. It's completely gone. Is that a silly puppy?
I think the last time you had an issue with it was when they discontinued it for a little while.
The shower gel?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You weren't able to
Yeah. And so that brings up another point. You know, like everything else, there will be a back order. And so Shackley will share with you what's on back order, what's been discontinued, or this, that, and the other. But one of the things that I love is the fact that even if it's discontinued, that doesn't mean that it's a permanent discontinue. Take, for instance, my antiperspirant, which is another staple in this house. They will, every so often, I'll place an order for it, and in my shipping paper, it will tell me that it's on back order. And so I'll call Shackley, you know, what's going on? What's the story? Why has this been back ordered? And one of the things that I love is during the purity tests for each one of their products, if a purity test fails, then they discontinue the whole line until they can get it corrected. They are very conscientious and very careful about bringing the absolute best that they possibly can to each and every one of us. Whether you're a member, distributor, doesn't matter. We all get the same products. And so they had told me that it failed the purity test. That to me says something. If you're willing to discontinue a whole line because of a failure in a purity test, that says a lot about the quality of what you're using. And here recently, or not recently, but I guess it was a few years ago, Huggies. What? Do you want to go bounce? Do you want to go bounce? Nah. Do you need outside? Okay, hold on. Hey, honey.
Yeah.
What you doing?
Making cookies?
You can't really stop that right now, can you?
No, not really, sorry.
That's okay. Michael, just have to wait. So, what was I talking about? So, it had failed a purity test, and as soon as it was corrected, everybody that had placed the order, of course, got their order, you know, if it was back ordered. But that's what I love, because I don't have to worry about anything I get in the mail being a bad product or a low quality. A few years ago, maybe only a couple, Huggies had wound themselves under fire because they were putting shards of glass in their wipes. Now, when I say shards, I mean we're talking the size of a grain of sand.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, because it blew up. A mom had used it on her little one and had noticed that the little one was getting very, very red. When gone and tested to see what was going on, the doctor found grain of sand sized glass all over the baby after using the Huggies wipes. And come to find out, the wipes weren't ever back ordered or discontinued or anything. Huggies was actually doing it on purpose. As kind of like something in the preservation of the wipes. I don't really remember what their justification was for it. But what bothered me the most was that they didn't recall anything. They didn't discontinue anything. They just let it go. And since then, I'm sure they've corrected it that they're not doing that anymore. But what does it say about a company when you're not recalling a product that you know has an obvious defect? Especially one like that. What's up, little bit? You can't possibly be hungry. Mom just fed you. You can't possibly be hungry. Okay, we'll feed you here in just a little bit. Honey, how long ago did you feed Ryan? Hasn't been that long.
It was about 3.
Oh, so it has been about 2 hours.
An hour and a half.
So you might be getting a little hungry.
I don't think so, Tim.
You don't think so?
No.
I don't know. If he's in the middle of a growth spurt, he could be.
He was gagging an hour and a half ago.
Oh. Okay. Then you're just wanting to play, huh? You just wanting to play? Yeah, I've heard people say don't ever bring your kids to something like this. You know, this is a business. And you're right, but this is a family business. Under normal circumstances, I would say, yeah, I agree with you. But with Shackley, this little guy and his older brother, this is what it's all about. It's about keeping them safe and knowing that what we bring into this house, there's not going to be any issue with. Oh, little man. You know, any parent in their right mind, if a kid spills a bottle of soap, they're going to clean them up. But how many parents do they do that because it's just a mess, or they do it because they know that there's something harmful in that soap that could harm that kid? With my little ones, I know that our household cleaners, they could play in them and nothing's going to happen. Now, I'm not going to let them do that, don't get me wrong. A mess is still a mess, but I don't have to worry about these little ones being hurt or harmed in any way because of the cleaners we keep in our house. Now, we do keep all of our cleaners out of reach of little ones. We do have everything safe and tucked away. But it's reassuring to know that if this little guy right here or his brother gets into our laundry detergent or our dish cleaner, it's not going to hurt him in any way. And you just can't say that about everything. I know, Mac, you need to go outside, huh? Okay, we'll go out in just a minute. No. Mac, go lay down. We'll go out in just a few minutes. So, let's see, another staple in our house. Probably the germ-off wipes, huh, honey?
Mm-hmm. Basic H.
Basic H.
Dish soap.
Just about anything you could think of as a household cleaner, we keep in our house as a staple. Hey, honey, out of curiosity, how much of that bottle of Basic H have we used?
Just show you. How long have we had this bottle?
Roughly about a year and a half, maybe. Oh gosh. Oh wow.
Okay. I thought it had been longer than a year.
Has it been longer than a year?
I think so.
Maybe 2 years?
Easy, yeah.
An easy 2 years? And that's all we've used. Now, that does not mean that we don't clean our house. We clean our house ridiculously. But it doesn't take much. That is a concentrate.
It's a super concentrate.
It's a super concentrate, so it doesn't take much for a little bit of that to go a very long way. Okay, the window cleaner.
1 to 2 drops.
For the window cleaner?
Uh-huh. For a 16-ounce bottle, is that what that is?
I think so.
16 or 20-ounce bottle.
So a 16, I think it's a 16-ounce bottle, spray bottle. What? A 16-ounce spray bottle takes 2 drops of the Basic H to be your window cleaner. It doesn't leave streaks, works wonderfully. You did that what? Oh my goodness. My goodness, what? My goodness.
What are you doing?
Huh? What? You did that 4 times, honey?
I think 4 times.
She filled that bottle 4 times to refill her window washer fluid. And the first time that I used it, I kid you not, I couldn't tell I was looking through glass. The only reason I knew I was is because I was sitting in front of the windshield. But it really had looked like I had rolled a window down, for crying out loud. That's how well it worked. And so, let's call it 4 times. 3 to be sure. 2 drops per, so you use 6 drops. And that's how well your window washer float. Huh?
6 to 8 drops.
6 to 8 drops. And we still have that much left over. Hey, don't be closing my mouth. I need to talk to people. No, no, no. You want to go bounce? Oh. Yeah. Whoa. So there are things that now don't get me wrong. If I had the money to do it, I would get one of every product that Shackley uses, just to keep it in my house. But the fact of the matter is, we have staples in our house that I wouldn't change for anything. We've got a cabinet over here in our kitchen that actually has some of our staples in it. My wife's Vitally with iron, my MindWorks, my stress relief, my energy tea. Are you getting sleepy? Can I have sugars? Oh, thank you. Thank you. So, there are going to be products that you will see every distributor keep staples of it in their house because they know the power of it. They know how well it works. Hi. Are you trying to make me be quiet? Mister, I don't want to sleep today. Mister, I don't want to sleep today. Or are you ticklish today? This little guy right here, this is why I do these chats. Because this little guy makes it, oh bless you, makes it all worth it. You want to know why I started my own business? It's for this little guy right here. Yeah. Him, his brother, his mama. You need to say mama. You need to say mama. Mama. Oh, I think we're getting sleepy. We sure look a little sleepy. Say, Mama, what you doing in there? 'Tis the season. Part of the reason why I'm as fat as I am, or squishy as somebody called me, was because of my wife's cooking. Huh?
Don't you blame me?
What? For being squishy? Oh, I am blaming you.
I'm not the one who puts it in your mouth.
No, but you're the one that cooks it. And I can't help but put it in my mouth. I've got no control for your cooking. That's why I work out so much, because I've got no self-control. Oh, bless you. Bless you, my goodness. So what kind of cookies you making? Sugar cookies?
Sugar cookies.
Yeah. Yes, Ryan. You want to go bounce? Hang on just a sec, folks. I'm going to put him back in his exerciser. I think he wants to bounce. You want to bounce? Sit here and hang with Mom and bounce? There we go. Turn up. Hey. I know you need out. Oh, sorry about that, folks. So, I would love to say that I have got Mac, that I have got 50, 60 people. Hi, Mac. Hi. I know you need out. I know. Hang on a minute. Right now I'm in the middle of or towards the end of a 20 and 30 challenge to recruit 30 people in 20 days. And I'm not going to lie and say that I'm almost there. In fact, I'm not. In fact, I came real close to only recruiting one person during this challenge. But you know what? That's okay, because just because I haven't recruited somebody to be on my business doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing the business. Stop doing the business. This is something that I love to do. It allows me to give more time to my family, to have more fun. Um, it's I have customers throughout the school district that are taking some of the same things that I am. I've got one. She's actually allergic to one of the ingredients in Stress Relief Complex, and yet she's on her third or fourth bottle. Um, she loves it. Sometimes she takes one, sometimes she takes two a day, and she wouldn't change it for anything. In fact, as soon as we're done here, I'm going to follow up with her and just see um, if she's ready to become a member and place her stress relief on auto ship. Um, I was hoping to get that done before we broke for Christmas, but things get crazy around this time of year. So it happens. But the fact of the matter is, she's a friend first, okay? And I do what I can to help my friends. One of these days I'll develop my skills and, I'll be as high up in the business as I want to be. But for now, I'm having fun. Corey, let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
How much of a difference do you see in me when I get to work on Shackley versus when I go to work every day?
You're all smiles when you're working on Shackley.
Yep, because I love it. I'm having fun. I meet new people. I make new friends. That's what it's all about. I'm not the poster child for the most physically fit person in the world. Don't get me wrong. But what I have seen Shackley do is worth more than anything. And I love passing that on to people. I'm actually going to start a poll with y'all. I want to know, let's see if I can do it on here. Start sketching. I want to know from y'all if our Let's Chat should move to Sundays because it seems, what, honey? Oh. It seems like Sundays are just working out better for everybody to do these Let's Chat sessions. Give y'all a chance to ask me questions. It might seem like the weekend's coming to an end, but for me, this is the start of my week, and I do rest. I do spend a lot of time with my family, but this isn't something that I want to turn off and to put away because I'm always listening and always excited to meet new people and make new friends, and that's what this is all about. I just want to help my friends, and this here is the best way that I can think of to really help people. My wife is right. I am all smiles when I work Shackley. I've seen what it has done. I've seen what it can do. One of my friends actually, I'm friends with her mom. Okay, her mom is Neri Vin. Okay, they actually live in South Korea. Okay, I met her through Shackley. We are Facebook friends. I follow her. I listen to her presentations, but more often than not, when Neri goes live, she's showing her daughter Tiff Vin doing a Shackley presentation, and this young lady is absolutely amazing. She's a higher rank than me, but she's younger than me, and currently she is in Harvard Law to be, I think her ultimate goal is she wants to be a judge, I think something like that, and she is 25 years old, okay? At 25 years old, she is paying her college tuition in cash because of the Shackley opportunity, okay? One of these days, I would love to be there, okay? Think about how expensive college is when it's something like Texas Tech or Texas A&M, UT.
Use yourself as an example.
Use myself as an example?
How much did you spend on tuition?
Which time?
Undergrad?
My undergrad, it was, I think it came out to $38,000 a year.
Average is about It was about 25,000 when I was there.
Okay, so yeah, probably 26,000 a year. And then I went in and I got my master's at University of Phoenix, which was another 27,000 a year. So think about that, and those aren't very big colleges. Okay, now think about my friend Neri, whose daughter Tiff is going to Harvard Law, and she's paying tuition in all cash because of Shackley. That is just absolutely amazing, and she's 25 years old. So the possibilities are definitely there. I'm not going to end this 20 and 30 challenge, okay? I will restart it. The 28th is actually my last day. Mac, you crazy dog, what are you doing? The 28th is actually my last day for my 20 and 30 challenge. And, Mac, hey, sit. Good boy. I know you need out. Hang on. Hang on, okay? I know you need out. Wow, just like that, it's been 47 minutes. Hey, come here a little bit. Okay, now sit. Sit. No, I'm not going to pet your butt. Sit. That's a boy. So, the business side of it, the possibilities are absolutely endless. And I'm not going to say the sky's the limit because you can go higher than that. There is no end into what you can do in Shackley on the business side of it. And I know that a lot of part of why I'm not as high up as I would like to be is because I don't do the Shackley opportunity presentation virtually at all. I might do it once a month, might do it once every 2 months, when I should be doing it every day. And that is one of those things that I am working up to. But in the meantime, what I am good at sharing with y'all are what these products can do for you and to help you out. I actually shared with somebody today the blood pressure regimen because that's why their dad is in the hospital. They think that part of the reason why he's having so many complications is due to his blood pressure, okay? I can't say for sure what the full blood pressure regimen does outside of what it says on the site because I've never taken the full thing. I have taken part of it, which was the COQ heart, and that was because in college I could never feel my heartbeat. Obviously, I was alive. I was walking, talking, having fun, but I couldn't physically feel my heartbeat. So I knew there was an issue there. I immediately started taking the COQ heart. And while I don't take it now, it amazes me what it did for my overall heart health. Now, when you combine that with the blood pressure, imagine how much that could really help somebody out. So that is, there are stories like that. There are thousands of stories like that. One of the more common ones that I used to share with people was about 2 vitamins that you can buy over the counter, and I'm not going to mention names, but they use, as their binding agent, they use coal tar, okay? Now, for those of you that don't know, coal tar is more commonly known as asphalt, okay? Think about that for a minute. They're using asphalt to keep all these minerals together.
It's the main ingredient in asphalt.
What she said. And they're using that to bind their vitamins together. And yet you're giving them to your kids. You're taking them every day. Okay? Essentially, the best I can figure is that it's allowed because in small doses it's not going to do anything. But now take into consideration taking 1 or 2 of those pills a day, every day, 365, 24/7 for the foreseeable future. Imagine what that would do to your system. Okay? With Shackley, with their Vitally, their multivitamin, and I've done this test. I dropped it in water and the whole thing dissolved in under an hour. I did the same thing with one of those over-the-counter multivitamins and was left with just nastiness. I can't even describe what it was. Most likely it was the asphalt because the majority of it looked black. Um, so when you're doing something like this, you need to be able to believe in your product and unequivocally. I hope I said that right. Mm-hmm. I believe in Shackley because I've seen what it's doing for my family, how it's helping them, how it has helped them, how I help my friends. Okay? One of these days, I will be as big as a presidential master coordinator. I'll get a free car. I'll be making $50,000 a month. But for now, it's not about the money. It's not about the stuff. I truly enjoy helping people more than anything else. And I may not make another dime in Shackley. I don't care. As long as I help somebody, that's what matters. It's about giving back and being knowledgeable and sharing with y'all the things that I have experienced real results. In fact, I've got a friend of mine right now. Her son, I can't even remember everything that is wrong with her son. But essentially, they've got him on so many medications that the medications are starting to fight each other and screwing him up even more. And the doctors can't explain it. They don't know how to fix it. And so they're now looking at alternative ways to help their child. So, of course, I told her about Shackley. When I told her about some of these stories, she asked me why these weren't out there for people to learn about, to read about. The fact of the matter is that they are out there. All you got to do is ask. A lot of us broadcast like this. You do a search right now for Shackley, there's no telling what you're going to find. Currently, right now, I think I have 962 friends, half of which are Shackley. Okay? Whether they're distributors or users, half of them, of my 962 friends, are all connected in Shackley. Okay? The saying goes that there are 6 degrees of separation, meaning for every one person, there are 6 people that will eventually tie back to you. Okay? However, the way that I look at this that is, to me, a little more believable, for every one person you know, there are 80 people that you know nothing about. Okay? I'm not saying that the 6 degrees of separation isn't true, but it's a little more believable that there are 80 people I know nothing about for every one person that I know. Okay? My wife included. I'm sure she has got 80 friends that I have absolutely no idea about. Right, honey?
Oh, sure.
Probably. Okay? So, think about this. If I've got 962 friends multiplied by 80, it comes out to something like 76,400 people that I know nothing about. My wife is going to question my math, which is fine. Okay, I was actually wrong. It's 76,960 people that I know nothing about. Now, for every one of those 76,000 people, multiply that by 80. Comes out to 6.15 million people. Think about how many people you could help if all you help is one. Okay? One person. If you can help one person, that is worth its weight in gold. Okay? We're coming up on the last few minutes of this, and I want to share a story with y'all. It's about a man who may have not ever heard about Shackley, but you know his name, and he is absolutely huge. And he recently shared in an interview that when he first started his business, when he first started network marketing, he focused on what it could do for him instead of what it could do for others. Okay? And so he wasn't getting very far. As soon as he turned the tables and started realizing that he was getting more fulfillment out of helping others rather than helping himself, his whole world changed. Now I'm going to tell you who that was. It was Tony Robbins. Okay? Think about that for a minute. You know Tony Robbins. You've heard of him. You might not know exactly what he does, but everybody knows the name Tony Robbins. In an interview he did with Eric Worre, he mentioned that it wasn't until he started focusing on helping others that his entire world changed. He was way more successful in his business when he started helping others. That's what I do. I market results, okay, and I help people feel better. Because in the end, that is worth way more than anything else. Okay? So we're going to wrap it up here. On Twitter, I've been on for 57 minutes. YouTube has been nearly 57 minutes. I am recording this, so if you missed it, I'll go ahead and I'll post it up on Instagram and Facebook here in a minute. With that, I hope that everybody has a fantastic Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody. If I don't talk to you again before I get back from a trip, Happy New Year's. I wish you all very much the best. I can't wait to see what happens in 2018. My little one just bouncing and having fun. My wife cooking. I can't wait to steal one of those cookies.
There will be plenty.
So with that, y'all have a terrific Christmas. I wish you all the best. I can't wait to talk to you again. We'll talk to y'all later. Y'all take care.